loving me, I loving you. Mothers and fathers, husbands and wives, sisters and brothers, friends for life, won't live in the past. All I wanna do now is making it last.
It's time for another conversation. This is Making It Last podcast. I'm your host, Noreen Daly, where it's all about helping us to have better relationships, not just with ourselves, but with other people. Right now, everybody's mind is on COVID-19. All that's happening with that. People are quarantined. People are isolated from each other. So we're going to be talking about every relationship is important, but I believe one of the relationships that, for me, should be most important because it then sets the foundation for what happens in the wider society is that of the husband and the wife. So we're going to be talking with Tamari Johnson-Williams, a wife for almost 13 years, and she's also a mother. And she's going to be talking about, from her perspective, the female perspective, how to keep the spark alive during this period of isolation. Hello, Tamari.
Hi, good evening.
So, Tamari, talk to me, because let me somewhat add to that. For a lot of couples, sometimes who are not accustomed to being together all the time during the daytime, because you're usually separated and you see each other evening time. How has that transition worked for you?
Well, for me personally, this is a joy. This is something that we haven't had the time to do. So spending time together so far has been good. Because of our routine, we're always in and out. But I love spending time with my husband, at least for right now. We're enjoying the time together. We'll see, depending on how long this thing goes. But we find things to do together. We enjoy each other's company before, so this works.
Okay. Which then reinforces the fact that the whole idea that you're actually friends outside of just being a couple.
And that's important.
Right, and that is important. So with all of this, though, because with everything that's happening on the outside, COVID-19, also have to be adding in homeschooling and all of that in the mix, how are you trying to keep this spark alive between you and your husband?
Well, one of the things that we do, which we have not been able to do as often as we would love, is to have our meals together. Sit down and talk. Just sit down, have nothing to bother you, just sitting down and talking. And then we have, because of what we've been doing around the house, we've been doing projects around the house, in the yard, we get time to actually talk about things that usually we wouldn't talk about. And we get time to rediscover ourselves and, try new things.
I'm going to ask you to elaborate on not all of them, but some. You spoke about the fact that at least you're able to sit and share a meal together. Tell me why that is so important to you.
For me personally, well, I like to watch my family eat. I don't know if it's a weird thing, but I like to watch my family eat. I like to know that we can sit and we're commenting even on the food. A little bit salt. Okay, let's work. Just simple things like that. Talking, just getting the compliments, which you don't normally get as a chef, because you package the food and send it off to work because they have lunch at work, and often we come in at different times, so we'll have dinner separately. So just being able to sit, the being each other's presence, being able to even talk about, we need to stock up on this, so we need just simple things like those, very regular meal conversations that we would normally not have. With life happening, just this time together, it's almost like it's going on a date and chilling around a table and eating and talking, which is something we're in need of. Every couple needs that time.
You spoke about the fact that it's like you're rediscovering yourself, and somebody might be listening and saying, what is she saying? They've been married for almost 30 years. What she mean? How would you explain that?
Romantically, yes.
Okay.
So we have, busy hustle and bustle, and sometimes in all honesty, sometimes you neglect each other. You neglect to spend that quality, intimate time together. So just knowing that we're not as tired, we're not being pulled in every direction. You get time to rest so that you can actually find time to explore and try new things as a couple and just rediscover certain things and laugh about certain things. Yeah. You too vague?
No, because I have a feeling if we dig a little deeper than that, we could get ourselves into trouble.
Yes.
So I'll leave that to people's imagination, because that could go in several directions. So you spoke about the fact that you're able to have meals together, you're sitting at your time and rediscovering yourself. Anything else that you find yourself doing? This is
well, the good thing is, we normally would have family worship. But know that we have the time in the morning. It's not so rushed. We're not just getting through the routine, getting a song and a scripture and then running off to work. We actually have time now. We can sit and read our Bible and meditate and pray together. Not just a quick prayer. Take care of us today, Lord. But actually be able to pray and to bring our petitions to God. And that is enriching. That has always been something that as a couple we embrace. Individual time is God, and then time together as a couple. Now that we have children, time together with the family, we have that time to spend quality time in worship and quality time in evening worship, which sometimes we don't get in. We have time to spend together as a family and to actually have evening worship. And that's something that we look forward to.
Anything else you want to share as we're wrapping up? And then I'm going to ask you one final question.
Mr. Girl decides she's not leaving the room. All right.
Okay.
Well, you were asking what else?
What else?
Well, let me tell you personally, because this month we're having our anniversary on the 22nd, and I'm thinking of creative ways that we can celebrate our anniversary without going out. And I'm thinking of having a little home spa and a setting, get the children involved, let them do the foot scrubbing for one, and those kinds of things. Just sort of things like those, setting up. Oh, combing your hair and putting on something nice is also a good thing. The other day, going around, you go to the routine, you're like, I'm not going anywhere. And I just decided, let me brush my hair and put on a little lip gloss. Do you know that's a compliment? That was awesome. He looked at me and he said, wait, okay, cute. And it helped. So sometimes just putting on a little lip gloss and brushing up your hair can make a difference, even though you're in home and you're in the house and you're not going to work.
Nice. So as we're wrapping up, what then would you say, maybe to just reinforce all of what you said, would be a 3-step process to somebody listening for them to just keep that spark alive during this period?
Okay, 3 steps. Develop a routine so that, there are certain boundaries that you when it's work time, you need to get work done, you need to get family time together, develop some routine so you can get things checked off quickly so you can actually spend time together. Sometimes we get so caught up, we don't necessarily have things in a routine fashion, and that can set things off and be overwhelming. So develop a routine and spend time talking to each other, even if you never used to do it, because you always were out at work and you probably didn't practice spending time talking. Try to have some meaningful conversations when you have the time for it. You're together. There are some couples who may not necessarily are used to being together all the time. That's okay. Learn now to talk to each other. There may be things that you may want to process. Maybe some plans that you have working out, together couple and work it out. So spend time and actually have meaningful conversations. And 3, rediscover the romance. Find new creative ways to increase your intimacy. You have the time now.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I will not add anything to that because as a single woman, I will resort to the vernacular and say big people business. Thank you so much, Tamari, for sharing with us.
Thank you. My pleasure as always.
Yes. This was Make It Last podcast. I'm your host, Noreen Daly. Until next time.
Making it last is all I care to do. You loving me, I loving you. Mothers and fathers, husbands and wives, sisters and brothers, friends for life won't live in the past. All I wanna do now is making it last.